Great design does not have to be expensive. And this is a good example of that. A netbook from 2009. Netbooks were low-price, low-spec mini laptops and were popular only for a few years. This is the Toshiba NB200. It's in the first shot of my first narrated video and was in fact my first laptop. Let's break down the great design of this simple netbook. It's two-toned, where the top was available in 4 fancy colors. There was also a slightly cheaper entirely black version. This is the brown version. It's matte metallic with diagonal ridges. The Toshiba logo is large and proudly in the middle. The hinge is not hidden, but in a glossy metallic cylinder-shaped part. The old screen has a large bezel, matte metallic with a glossy finish, matching the screen, and diagonal ridges now printed. Even the little rubber pad is brown. Moving the screen goes smooth and solid, and there's no after wiggle. The body looks like aluminium, but is also plastic. So it will scratch and wear, but it's cheaper and lighter than aluminium. At the time, this was the only netbook with a decently sized mouse pad. On that, again, the diagonal lines. The mouse buttons are also large and conveniently placed with a decent click. The keyboard has standard key spacing and a smart layout. And the feel of the keys is also nice. Caps lock is indicated in the key with a green LED. The power button is in the center of that cylinder shape, with white light shining through the glossy metallic finish. It's my favorite part of this design. And by placing the power button here, instead of on the keyboard, you cannot accidentally press it. When closed, the button is disabled. And then my second favorite design element, the row of orange and green icons, of which some change color depending on the status. Only on press pictures I can see this extra blue icon. That, according to the manual, indicates wireless WAN. If there's a version equipped with this, it must be rare. There is still one blue LED that turns on when the webcam is enabled. The SD card reader is the nice version, where the card goes completely in with a nice click. Not only is this more satisfying and more secure, it also allows you to leave the card in when stowing it away. So, taking in consideration that this is a cheap netbook from 2009, are there any downsides? Well, yes, the low-resolution TN screen has a very poor viewing angle. It could be that all netbooks had a screen like this. And the screen is glossy, which I personally find annoying. When closed, the screen can press to the body, leaving a permanent impression. After I saw that, I used a piece of cloth to prevent further damage. The large 6-cell battery bulging out of the back was clearly an afterthought. Without it, you can see how it was originally designed. but the large battery gave a 9-hour battery life. So you don't have to carry this large adapter with you. And it may be a Netbook, but this tiny speaker only reproduces high frequencies. The specifications of all netbooks were about the same, and they ran Windows XP because Vista was too heavy. And just as a personal note, I think Windows XP is the most hideous operating system ever designed. I still remember the mild shock I had when I first saw it. Poor netbook. But it's just a skin on top of the Windows 98 design, and thankfully you can revert to that. About half a year later, Windows 7 came out, and a visually identical version was sold with that installed. And only a few months after that, a facelifted version came out, where they squeezed the front, which is a widely used trick to give the illusion of a slimmer laptop. Consequently, they had to use normal LEDs. And that concludes my design breakdown of this very well-designed netbook. On my Patreon is some behind the scenes of how I filmed this. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.